Back in 2015, one of my favorite story-driven games came out, and that was Life is Strange. They just put the new Life is Strange on Game Pass, and I kind of wanted to give my thoughts on it real quick, so let's get into it. Life is Strange True Colors is on Game Pass on Xbox and PC, and is available to buy on PlayStation and Switch. Graphically, this game looks visually appealing. They somehow were able to upgrade that cell shading art style and kind of make it look very impressive in my opinion. Is some ray tracing in this game. It's mostly with Alex's glasses, so if you do have a next gen console, there is a slight upgrade in ray tracing that way. Now in the gameplay, I'm just going to get this out of the way. Obviously it's a story driven game, so it's basically kind of an interactive movie that you could just make choices, walk around, interact with characters, so there's not much in the gameplay element. Now the strong choice of this game is the story. How did I like the story? Was the story good? Was it entertaining? Personally, I did like the story overall. It's not as good as the first game, but overall the story was really cool. I do wish that they took the thing from the second game where it's like choices overall the game changes the ending completely, which is something the second game did very well. In this game, it's kind of the same thing as the first game. You make a choice at the end and that's basically the ending, though that is influenced by how you change characters throughout the story. And throughout the story, you do get multiple chances to kind of like change / influence characters with Alex's power, which is empathy or telepathic abilities, which she can kind of like see emotions, which doesn't sound cool, but when you see it play out where you basically kind of jump into someone's mind later on, it's really interesting to be able to jump into someone who has like depression and seeing how they see the world, and it was very interesting to actually see that. Now the game is episodic, so you do have like stopping points in the game, and all the episodes were out on release date, so you don't have to worry about waiting for episodes. Pacing of the game is kind of slow overall. It's a very slow burn. It's more character driven. You're learning about the city, you're learning about characters, you're learning how to basically help these characters, you're learning about Alex, and there is an overall plot building up in the background, and there's a lot of funny moments too. For example, there's a whole episode basically dedicated to LARPing, which I found really fun and awesome. And then the romance options are actually pretty good overall. Both of them are very solid picks. Obviously, I found Steph to be the better choice, but the other option isn't too bad either. I think my biggest complaint is I wish they took that thing from the Life is Strange second game where your choices overall throughout the game change the ending. In this game it kind of does, but it's basically a few second differences, where in the second game it was completely different ending.